How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and everything relating to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And last night, during the Super Bowl, we got a full trailer for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is the second trailer that Marvel has given us for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it pretty much had almost entirely new footage. Now, a lot of it is just action scenes, which are more than awesome, but we also get a lot of reveals and a lot of details as far as what the plot is for this series. So, in this video, I'll talk about the connection with WandaVision, talk about what exactly is happening in the show. Baron Zemo is back and he wants to get rid of superheroes, yet he's working with Bucky and Sam in some scenes in the trailer. So what exactly does he mean when he says get rid of superheroes if he's working with some of the superheroes? Most importantly, there are major connections to the X-Men in this trailer and the Thunderbolts team, so let's break down what exactly is happening. For those of you who are wondering, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to air on Disney Plus March 19th. This is going to be either 1 or 2 weeks after the finale of WandaVision, depending on whether or not we get 9 or 10 episodes. And this most likely takes place around the same time that WandaVision takes place, since it was supposed to be the first Disney Plus show released, but due to COVID-19 it was pushed back and WandaVision premiered first, so it's probably safe to assume that The Falcon and the Winter Soldier takes place around the same time that WandaVision does, which means that it actually takes place before Spider-Man Far From Home, because we learned that WandaVision takes place before Spider-Man Far From Home. So the trailer opens up kind of exploring the tension between Sam and Bucky's relationship. They're not exactly the biggest fans as we've seen throughout the MCU, but they don't hate each other like some people might say. They just sort of get on each other's nerves, like the therapist says in the opening scene, "Why does Sam aggravate you?" when she's talking to Bucky. But they were both best friends of Captain America, and they're both military men who have a lot of the same views and standards. Now, we're reintroduced to Zemo in this trailer, and the last time that we saw him was in Captain America Civil War when he was trying to break apart the Avengers. And he kind of really succeeded in that. They were dissembled in Avengers Infinity War, which is why they originally lost to Thanos. So in a way, Zemo is kind of responsible for half of the universe getting wiped away from existence. But we learned that Zemo is not done. Civil War was not the end for Zemo's plan. We see the same scene that we saw in the first trailer where Zemo is at some sort of a memorial for his family. But this time we have new narration coming from him himself, and he says, "Superheroes cannot be allowed to exist." And what's kind of interesting about this scene is that as he is saying this, they show the city Madripoor. Now, Madripoor has a connection to not just superheroes, but a heavy connection with the X-Men, specifically Wolverine, but more on that in just a bit. Now, Zemo goes on and says, "I have no intention on leaving my work unfinished," and we see the classic comic book mask that he wears. Now, the work he is referring to is, of course, the work that he was doing in Captain America Civil War. But even though he says that superheroes cannot exist and he doesn't have any plans on leaving his work incomplete, we do see him walking in Madripoor with Sam and Bucky, which is insanely odd if you consider the fact that Zemo wants to destroy them and tried to and practically did in Civil War. And he practically mind-controlled Bucky in Civil War as well. So why exactly are these three working together? Why are Sam and Bucky working with Zemo, and why is Zemo working with Sam and Bucky? Well, this is where US Agent John Walker comes in. Now, in this trailer, it looks like during the series, Sam and Bucky are kind of going to be trying to figure out who exactly is the better Captain America, who is better to take on the mantle that Steve left them. Yes, he left Sam the shield, but in this trailer, we actually see Bucky wielding the shield as well. Now, we know that neither of them are actually going to be the new Captain America, and it's going to be US Agent John Walker. And US Agent John Walker is really just a puppet of Thunderbolt Ross. The show is really going to pick up where Civil War left off, where the Sokovia Accords made the Avengers pick sides, and some went against the Accords, and were then deemed terrorists, essentially. But Ross's main thing from Civil War is that he wants to control the Avengers. He wants a government-controlled superhero team, and he's the one that's going to appoint John Walker as the new Captain America. And being the new Captain America, he's going to receive a new super soldier serum. But it's going to secretly be a serum that lets Thunderbolt Ross kind of brain control US Agent John Walker. And this is most likely what's going to bring Zemo and Sam and Bucky together. Bucky, having been experimented on and receiving a super soldier serum himself, knows all of the negatives that can come with it, and of course Zemo wants to get rid of superheroes, so in turn he's going to want to get rid of the super soldier program. It's actually been said that a lot of characters from Phase 1 are going to be returning, and this is mainly believed to be because of the super soldier program. And Anthony Mackie actually said that they're going to explore more super soldiers in this series as well. So it's likely that the super soldier program is why Zemo and Sam and Bucky are going to work together, so they can take that down. Because again, it's really about Thunderbolt Ross having his own super soldier army that he can control. Now, the super soldier program is really the Weapon X program that Thunderbolt Ross was working on in the Incredible Hulk. It's just a different name, and it's believed that Ross is going to try and start this program again, and the new super soldier serum is going to be used on John Walker, and that's how he controls him. This is also linked to Wolverine because Wolverine is Weapon X. Yes, there is the program Weapon X, but he was literally the 10th weapon in the Weapon X program. And quick spoiler alert, I'm about to dive into some WandaVision episode 5 spoilers, so if you haven't seen it or heard yet about its big ending, you should click away now. So, after watching WandaVision episode 5, the X-Men are now technically in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel brought in Quicksilver from the Fox universe, who is an X-Men in that universe. So now an X-Men character technically does exist in the MCU. So Marvel has begun to incorporate mutants, and now in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they're going to Madripoor, as we see in the trailer here. As I mentioned before, this is heavily associated with mutants. In fact, it's used as a hideout for many, and actually Wolverine specifically has spent a lot of time in Madripoor. In fact, at one point in time, his wife at the time was in charge of the city, and then at another point in time, Wolverine's son, Dakin, was in charge as well. So lots of Wolverine connections here with the Weapon X program and the city of Madripoor. Madripoor at one point was also taken over by Hydra, and we know that Hydra plays a huge part in Captain America's storyline and Bucky's. So I wouldn't be surprised if Hydra is involved in this somehow. Plus, we've had the Hydra commercials in WandaVision. Now in this, we get another look at some of the other villains in the show. Erin Kellyman's character, which her identity is still unknown and nothing yet is listed for her anywhere. So right now, all that we really know is that she is a part of the Flag Smashers. This is the group that she's with that has the hands painted over their masks. Now in the comics, there is a character called Flag Smasher, but he's just a single character, it's not a group. But he himself does lead a group that tries to unite the world by getting rid of their identities. So there could be a connection here with the Flag Smashers trying to get rid of the Avengers and other superheroes as well, which means they could end up teaming with Baron Zemo. Or at the same time, they could simply be working for Thunderbolt Ross, who may know that Sam, Bucky, and Zemo are trying to stop his Weapon X program, so he sends them to try and stop Sam, Bucky, and Zemo. We then see Sharon Carter come out of nowhere, and she comes out of nowhere because she has been on the run for breaking the Sokovia Accords. Now, the Sokovia Accords are actually mentioned again in WandaVision episode 5. They talk about Wanda breaking the Sokovia Accords. So it's clear that despite whatever happened in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, despite these heroes helping save the world, they still care about the Sokovia Accords, and they're still trying to track down people who went against the Sokovia Accords. So Sharon Carter right now is on the run because in Captain America Civil War, she helped Captain America, Sam, and Bucky. So once again, this show is really going to pick off kind of where Civil War left off. Now, obviously, she was helping Sam and Bucky before, and it looks like she's going to be joining them and helping them again. And judging by this fight scene that we see, she's probably going to have a lot more screen time. Now, Zemo is returning, Agent Walker is going to be under the control of Thunderbolt Ross, so this could be the start of the Thunderbolts. And keep in mind that Ross is Red Hulk in the comics, and he's been rumored to be making an appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. More evidence of this is that Kevin Feige stated in Disney's Investors Day that Abomination is going to be coming back in She-Hulk, and he's going to be played by Tim Roth, the same one that played Abomination in The Incredible Hulk. So look out for the Thunderbolts making their way to the MCU because it does look like they could be getting set up in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. Now the trailer ends on sort of an inside joke. Sam and Bucky are messing around and they're having a staring contest with each other. Then the therapist intervenes and says, "Just blink, I mean, how old are you?" And it's kind of an inside joke and wink at us fans because we know that Bucky is actually over 100 years old. So that is my breakdown of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer. I'll be doing watch parties for this like I've been doing for WandaVision. And of course, I'll be doing more theories and breakdowns coming up soon. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and of course, more MCU content. Don't forget to like the video, and for live updates, you can always follow me on Twitter and Instagram. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.